Sunday Onuoha to the program this morning. Thank you so much, my Lord, for coming on the program this morning.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. And thank you, listeners, and God bless you.
Okay, I think we should just start. Everybody knows you're a clergy, a bishop at that, but people are still wondering. You left the pulpit to join politics, contesting for the number one position in the state. Do you have the blessings of the church, and what exactly prompted this?
Thank you. You cannot leave the pulpit, and I have not left the pulpit, and I will continue to be on the pulpit till I die. I joined the ordained ministry of the church at the age of 18. I am 58 this year, so I have been in the ministry for 40 good years, and as a bishop for 16 years. So that is the greater part of my life, and it's an aspect that I will never leave. Before I rolled off my sleeve to contest for the governorship of Abia State, I had clear understanding with the church. The church blessed me and prayed for me and decided to stand with me. So Methodist Church Nigeria all over and all over the world are with me. The Christian community are with me. So I wouldn't have ventured into this if the church has not given me the mandate to do that.
You know, because many people believe that the politics and the political terrain in Nigeria is quite dirty, as they always put it. It's a murky water of politics. It's quite dirty in Nigeria. And the clergyman, belonging, or rather, living what he's supposed to be doing, to be joining politics, one would be wondering what actually necessitated this.
It's not actually living what I'm supposed to be doing. It's also doing what I ought to do. Okay. The problem we have in our society is because the people of faith, men of character, decided to stay away. And so we get what we got because we decided to be responsible. I remember years ago, about 25, 26 years ago, in Atlanta, I arrived into a conference, and Papa, led Archbishop Desmond Tutu of South Africa. Oh, so Sunday, welcome to the conference. Nigerian political terrain is warming up and everything is getting ready. Which political party do you belong to? Which office are you going to run for? I said, no, Papa, I'm not going to be involved in politics. He said, Reverend Sunday, stop it. Stop it!
What was that? That must be a very long time
ago.
Yeah,
no, that was about 25, 26 years ago. He said,
okay.
Reverend Sunday, stop it. Let me tell you, if men of character, men on the cloth in Africa refuse to be involved in politics, idiots will be ruling us. So I don't know who are ruling us in Africa today. Men of character must rise. If we don't rise, things will be going wrong.
Okay, now let me get your general assessment of the state today, in Abia State. You must have come in maybe to give your own quota to the development of the state. Give me your own assessment as to what the state should be all about at this time in terms of good governance, providing infrastructure, and everything that has to do with good governance for the people. What's your assessment of this?
When Abia was to be created, men of character, people of goodwill sat together in Onuoha, in a Methodist church there, and they were coming up with a name. What name should we give this young baby to be born? And everybody was coming up with all kinds of acronyms. And finally, they come up with ABIA, which is Abia, acronym of various constituencies that represent the new state to be born. And as they were looking at it, Abia, one Methodist clergy in the meeting, Reverend Wabara, said, come on, this name is in the Bible, ABIA. And so it should be called God's own state. Looking at the history of Abia State, we've had great people who have governed us. As we go into this current dispensation, we started with Ojus Okalo, a great businessman who has the capacity to turn Bonvita into Gare as a wonderful businessman. We had great technocrat in the name of Dr. Theodoji, the current senator, both of which are current senators, and who himself is a great technocrat, a well-seasoned civil servant. And after him comes an academician in the person of Dr. Okezi Ikpeazun, who is the current governor of Abia State. So we've had a businessman, we've had an administrator, we've had an academician. But I've shown up to be the next governor of Abia State because I am a great businessman, I am an administrator, and I'm also an academician. But there's something I have they don't have. Let's hand over God's own state into the hands of the servant of God. That is a missing link.
Okay. Well, let's take a breather now. When we come back, there are so many issues to talk about on the platform this morning. And you know that my guest is the ADC governorship candidate in Abia State, Bishop Sunday Onuoha. We'll get to talk about some of his plans on this program this morning when we come back from this commercial break. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the program. It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion here on Flow 94.1 FM, and my name is Ginika Oluoha. And my guest has been the ADC governorship candidate in Abia State, Bishop Sunday Onuoha. Welcome back, my Lord.
Thank you very much. We're glad to be back.
All right, now let's talk about the issue of security. You've been at the forefront of championing for the security of every state to be taken to the grassroots by involving the traditional institution. Now tell me, do you think the governors have utilized their security votes properly to tackle insecurity, like we are having them even in Abia State?
Well, thank you very much. I believe, and as you have rightly stated, that if you want every society or community to be secured, you must take into account those who are at the grassroots level. And those who are at the grassroots level are the traditional rulers, the president generals. In any community where you have invaders and the visitors, the traditional rulers know, the community leaders know. And I believe that for you to succeed effectively, you must take them seriously. I was, for 11 and a half years, President General of ITEM. ITEM has 27 autonomous communities, and I know the powers and the strength those community leaders have. And I can assure you, if little percentage of security vote is shared and given to the traditional rulers, not just giving them peanut every month. Traditional rulers are not just meant to wear long robe and come and sit at the meeting. They are meant to be custodians of their communities, empower them, strengthen them, encourage them. They have their boys on the ground. They will mobilize their boys. The boys in the communities have the capacity to chase away evil boys out of the community. What those traditional rulers need is empowerment, and I will empower them to do the needful.
So who monitors this empowerment? Let's assume you become the governor and probably your security vote you decide to share with the traditional institution. Do you just give it to them and allow them to utilize it the way they are?
Any government that's what is worth has the capacity of monitoring. And come to think of it, there is no program you want to implement as government without monitoring and evaluation unit. That's the first thing you do as government. The very first day I'm being sworn in, the unit on monitoring and evaluation will be in place. That's your backbone in succeeding as government. Not just only to monitor and evaluate traditional rulers, but to monitor and evaluate every program you want to implement in a state.
Okay, now let's talk about the issue of salary payment in Abia State precisely. You know, it has become a perennial issue, and any government that come on board will tell you that they are going to pay salary. That's what they will always say. But at the end of the day, I don't know what exactly the problem is. You find out that each government that comes try to struggle to pay this salary. Up to this moment, the present government is also struggling with the same. And now tell me, because Abians will want to know, how are you going to address the issue of salary payment? Because as we have it today, we still have backlogs. Will you clear it, going by the fact that sometimes the government will tell you that the resources are not enough?
Well, thank you. There are three layers to addressing the issue of salary. Number one, transparency and accountability. How many workers do you have? How many staff do you have? How many teachers do you have in the state? And I've asked this question. How many civil servants do we have? Why can't anybody from your home know these are the number of civil servants in Bende local government, in Onuoha North, Onuoha South? If you cannot account for the number of teachers, then corruption is in place. If we cannot say this is the amount of money that should go directly to the hands of teachers and it goes directly to them, something is wrong. So the first thing to do is to deal with the question of accountability. There are people that are being paid that are not working. There are names that are there that are probably not staff. That is number one. Number two, government should cut down the cost of governance. We are so flamboyant in the way of governance.
In what area now?
First and foremost, the ways we spend our resources in contract award, the way we spend our money in what we call SAs and PAs and whatever, name them.
So can't you cut down? If you're talking about these SAs and PAs, you're a politician. And you must get in touch with the people at the grassroots. These are the people that will do the legwork for you. So if you say you should cut them down, so who would do the legwork? Or are you not considering coming back for the second term?
First and foremost, can you pay salaries first? make sure that you distribute this wealth to all. Seek ye first God's kingdom and righteousness. Why do we spend government resources on frivolities? And people are hungry, people are not paid salaries, and we're living beyond our means. So if you have 1 naira, why do you make budget for 2 naira? If you have your son hungry, and this is why I want us to look at it. You have your son, your daughter, your wife hungry in the house. You go and buy new suit. Something must be wrong with you. Even if it means borrowing money. Borrow money to make sure that everybody is happy. And when everybody is happy, there will be creativity.
Yeah, but you know that these essays, they are also Abians and probably looking for jobs. So
create job. You create other jobs for them. Create employment for people.
So
so you don't duplicate essays. You don't duplicate the workforce of essay. You can consolidate the offices and make sure that enough resources go down. The cost of running governance in this country is too expensive. Let us cut it down. Let us make cost of governance simple. There are things we say we are doing that other people can do in a cheaper form.
Would you also look at the many ministries you're having in the state and probably prune it down?
Well, when I sit down, find out exactly the number of ministries we have. Are we duplicating them? Are there some ministries that can come together? If all of them are useful, I will keep them.
My Lord, you've been in this state and you've seen how things are done in this state. Would you say that these ministries are duplicated right now?
Well,
and what will you do different?
I think when I get to the office, it's always difficult to say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut down the road. I'm going to do this when we are not yet there. Until I get there, I will look at all the ministries with all the experts and with the level of transparency that will be in place. And if certain ministries will come together, we merge them. There's something Oresanya did at the federal government level, which national government has not, implemented. Oresanya government sat down and decided to do thorough analysis of various ministries and agencies. And Oresanya recommended some ministries and agencies that should be merged. And as a matter of fact, when you merge them, you could have more productivity.
Okay, now let's pace up because we have a lot to talk about. Let's move over to the issue of his infrastructure. Now, I want to know the plans of your government if eventually you're elected next year. What plans do you have infrastructurally? Because many people believe that as it stands now, yes, this government is paying so much attention to Aba, because of the commercial nature of the place. But there are other areas in the state. Aba is not only, you have only Aba North and Aba South. Out of 17 local governments, when you look at it, so many people also believe, when you check Abia North, you won't see much projects there. What plans do you have to address this?
Thank you. This is where it is very important. In the development of Igbo land, you hear about Onuoha High School, Oibeku Community High School, Item Community High School, Onuoha Community High School, Ngwa Community High School. This is how Igbo people developed Igbo land. Our development did not come from quote and unquote government. It came through Igbo community development, great age grade system. That was how we developed. Why can't government align with each community to come up with a plan with what is important with you? Let me tell you, if I was President General of ITEM, if whatever government can spend 100 million to implement, community leaders give community leaders, what we call community leaders, they will spend 50 million to implement it. Work and harness and discuss and strategically plan with president generals of various communities. You will achieve much more. You are talking of Aba. Aba needs completely new plan. You need to open up new satellite towns in Aba. Aba is congested. Open up new satellites. Aba will be better. The drainage system in Aba needs to be completely reconstructed. There's no overhaul. There has to be an overhaul of the drainage system in Aba. Aba is sinking.
You talked about the government partnering with town unions, in terms of funding and the rest of them. Do you also consider if these town unions they have money to partner the state government in terms of projects? I'm talking about project this time around.
I can tell you from my little experience, if government gives community leaders task, the resources are there, and they will monitor it. You even ask about monitoring. There is no community you ask to be responsible, because in every community there are all kinds of best professionals. They will come out, they will monitor, they will bring their resources. Abians all over the world are ready to invest in their home communities. As I move around, including our sons and daughters in diaspora, are willing to bring in their dollars back home if there is a process through which they can channel their resources for development. Imagine if there are 300 Abians living in Europe and America, and each of them brings back $30,000 a year, times into 300,000 into 300, you will see how many billions that will come into Abia.
Now, you need to give these people the confidence that if they bring back this dollar or the pounds, as the case may be, that their money and the investment will be secured. How will you do that? What message or what will you do, to give these people the confidence that if eventually they come back home with their money is safe?
I tell people to see what I'm doing, not do what I'm telling you. I was a diasporan who came back into Abia about 20 years ago and put up one of the best, the first private radio station in this part of the world. I know what it means to bring back resources home. And I am transparent, I am honest. My life exemplifies transparency. If there's something that I'm bringing to the table, it is accountability and transparency. Donor agencies will come into Abia, they will move into Abia. Up to today, Abia is regarded as an orphan state when it comes to donor agencies. Why? Because all through the years, it's been difficult for Abia State as a people to meet up with internationally required standard in terms of transparency. I will represent that transparency that is required.
We are still talking about the issue of resources, and that is where the issue of IGR comes to play, to the revenue base of the state, because you need it to run a smooth government and finance some of the projects you're talking about. Let's talk about it. How do you intend to generate the revenue base or improve the revenue base of the state?
You need to first and foremost tackle insecurity in the state, whereby every Monday the business institutions are shut down. Do you know how many billions we lose in this state every Monday because of insecurity? Do you know how many billions people lose because firms and businesses cannot come into Abia because the news everywhere is this happened. Aba is rotten. Aba is being shut down. People cannot move around in the night. Any city where there is no business, no nightlife, the city is suffering. So you need to address insecurity so people will feel comfortable coming into Abia. Number one, insecurity. Number two, insecurity. Number three, insecurity. During my first 100 days in office, people from all over the world will say, things have changed in Abia. I will go to Abia. Unless people flow, businesses flow, you will not generate funds to do businesses.
My Lord, do you think actually that it's the issue of insecurity? That's why we are not having nightlife, especially in the state capital.
Definitely.
But before now, we've not been having, nightlife in this Onuoha precisely.
Because
even when there was no insecurity,
people are uncomfortable to come. Insecurity is beyond people shooting gun. People must be secure that their businesses will be protected. People need government to making sure they provide an atmosphere in which, if I invest, government will strengthen my business. There should be tax relief. There should be tax incentive for people to want to come and do businesses. We must create an avenue in which, when people are saying they are going to Abia, they will know that all the chains, you will not have multiple taxation. You have a system whereby when you come in, opportunities will be there for your business to grow. You open one, you open number two, and when you are there, others are calling you, and you call others to come. Let me tell you, we are Igbos. There is no community. Tell me any community where a poor man is made a treasurer. Only Bayana Abu treasurer in the community. So, money is always proud. It doesn't move anyhow. Money does not go to a non-safety net. That's how money works. Money attracts money. Wealth attracts wealth. When you see people who are poor, who cannot manage resources, other resources will not go there.
So, like we have in Aba now, we have an established case where government makes money. Are you going to toe down line? That's far back. Then in other towns like Ohafia, even in Onuoha here, we want to know what measures are you going to put in place to improve the revenue base?
Onuoha is not yet like a capital. Okay. Let's create Onuoha to be the fun of a capital, in which people want to say, I want to go to capital of Abia. Let's take for example, look at Nsulugen village. I cry each time I remember Nsulugen village because that is a project that can employ 5,000 people, workers, young people. They will have job. And once you create job, create opportunity, make Nsulugen village become what it should be. You have international people coming in. You have all the Nigerian athletes all kinds of sports coming into Nsulu to do sports. All the businesses from Sulu to Umuahia will rejuvenate. In Aba, all the hotels will rejuvenate. Open up in Sulu Game Village. And I've said it. From my swearing in, I will mobilize, take my word, Nsulu Game Village, so that our young people will have some. I have Vision Africa Waves. Our Vision Africa Waves is a football club. I have registered. I know some of our young people that have been taken to play in other parts of the world. From there, I know what we can do when we create the opportunity for businesses to grow.
You said Umuahia is not really looking like the state capital. What would you do to make it look like one?
Open up Umuahia. Let there be light. Let there be, open up the roads. When you are coming into Umuahia, it doesn't look as if you are going into Umuahia. I think government should be courageous enough to negotiate and discuss with landlords. You need to open up the road. You need to pay compensation. Government should not be afraid of paying compensation, negotiating with the owners of the land. Don't make people homeless. Discuss with them. Everybody likes beauty. Everybody likes something that is good. Show me. Because government, not just the current government, previous governments, including these ones, have been afraid to take the risk of saying, listen, Umuahia has accepted to be capital. It must look like a capital.
So you are going to expand, is it the road leading to
both,
are you
going in,
a new one?
Going in and coming in. You also need to look at the land mass in Umuahia that we still have that have not been developed. Open it up. Let there be infrastructure. I can assure you, people are willing to come in, especially our sons and daughters who are from this part of the world, want to come and build houses in Abia, want to go get into real estate. Put up infrastructure for them. They will come.
Okay, if you're just joining us, this is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion, and we've been talking with the ADC, that's the African Democratic Congress governorship candidate in Abia State. Talk about Bishop Sunday Onuoha. He has been bearing his mind on his plans for Abia State. We'll take a breather now. When we come back, there are other issues to talk about on the platform. Stay with us. All right, so welcome back to the program. It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. We are looking at the programs of Bishop Sunday Onuoha, the ADC governorship candidate in Abia State for 2023 governorship election here. He has said a whole lot. Well, welcome back, my lord. Now let's talk about the issue of the IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra. That particular matter came up last week, and the Court of Appeal gave judgment, and up to this moment, the federal government is yet to comply to that directive of the court. They said they are not comfortable with the discharge and acquitted order of the court. Now tell me, my lord, do you think this will, what does it actually portend for the national security of this country?
Well, thank you. I look back to November last year when myself, the First Republic Minister, Papam Basilika Mechi, and a few others, went to meet with the president in the villa and pleaded with him that we seek and ask for political solution to Nnamdi Kanu's case. And he looked at our face. It was honest conversation. We sat down in his private boardroom, and he thanked us for coming to consult with him. And he told us he wouldn't want to violate the process of the law. He wants the law to take its course. Okay. And we said, well, we know very well that no matter what the law says, there is the need for political solution in the whole process. And the law was taking its course. And the law has taken its course. And so what we want to plead with Mr. President is to honor his own word. His own word, in his own word, not just only to us in the boardroom, to the international community, including when the Igbo leaders met him when he came to the Southeast. He said he will allow the law to take its course. So the court has discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu. The court of competent jurisdiction says he is an innocent person. So he should be released. Even if government is contemplating any other thing, they should first and foremost obey the law. Government must never be seen as not obeying the law. Not too long ago, the court directed the academic, the lecturers to go back to classroom. Government told the teachers to please obey the law, and the teachers have gone back to school. And so now, Nigerians and the international community are asking the federal government, please honor the court.
Now, do you have any intention of going back to Mr. President, you and the other elders, on this matter by this court?
We have sent a request to see him, and we're waiting for a response. We sent a message clearly. This court decision took place on Thursday or Friday. The following day, we sent a message that we want to see him, and we're waiting for a response.
So what message will you be taking to him this time around?
The message is simple. Even before we heard what Malami said, we sent message to him to say, well, we are a family. No matter whatever the court decision says, he is our president, and we must honor him as president and commander-in-chief. We wanted to come and thank him for allowing the court to go through its normal course and to request hands over Nnamdi Kanu to us so that we can go home and talk to ourselves within our house.
So will you also be looking at the issue of the political solution to resolve this matter?
Political solution is still the key. Law court cannot solve this problem. We must solve it as people in the same house. You know that even when you are eating your food, the tongue and the teeth sometimes disagree. Do you trash the teeth or trash the tongue? No, you allow them to live together and reconcile.
So why do you think the court cannot decide on this matter?
Then when the court has just given an injunction, government has not celebrated it.
They say they are appealing.
They have not. They are still there. They say they are studying it. So I don't know what they are studying. You don't need to be a lawyer to know that the court says he's innocent.
Okay, now let's talk politics, my lord. The crisis in your party, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, some time ago, it started at the national level, where you actually suspended your presidential candidate. Trickled down to the state. You also removed your state chairman, Don Norman. What happened?
Well, I am Bishop Dr. Onuoha, who came to run for governorship, and I won my primaries. I'm ready to tell Nnamdi what I want to do. I'm not a party leader nor a party chieftain. I am focused on governance and how I'm going to become the governor of Abia State. I have never been a party leader nor a party chieftain, so I cannot advocate what happened or how it happened.
I know, but you are running on the platform of the ADC. You should be a member of that party. You must know what is happening.
You know,
any decision taken, my lord, you should know.
No, when it comes to what decision that is made and I'm voting, I don't have a vote.
Was it a vote
that
removed that suspended the presidential candidate?
They had National Working Committee and Congress. I didn't have a vote. I didn't attend any.
But so I am aware that something was going to happen.
I saw it in the news that something happened. So my focus, and I don't want to lose my focus. My focus has been consultation with our traditional rulers, community leaders, president generals, student union. What we need to do to make Abia a wonderful state. And that has been my focus.
You cannot do this alone, my lord, because
I'll do it with you.
You know, because you have other party members who will work with you. So
of course, they're working with me.
You must consider them as well.
As I move around, party members go with me. I move around with the party members.
What about the aggrieved members of the party that I'm talking about?
Those who are aggrieved, I'm moving with everybody. Everybody is going with me. Any person who is not going with me, I'll plead with him to go with me. But it's not my business to come and adjudicate party matters when people are already campaigning and talking about campaign. I leave that matter, whatever it is, to party stalwarts, which I'm not.
One can easily exonerate you that you may not know what happened at the national, but not at the state where you're actually vying for.
No, you see,
you've been with Don Norman. So what happened?
No, I can't get into what happened to Don Norman with the national. There's nothing that happened between me and Don Norman. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I am an elected governorship candidate of ADC, and that is my focus. They may have their own misunderstanding in the party. I don't want to be drawn into it.
And you think the misunderstanding will not affect your ambition?
No, people have misunderstanding, and my business to making sure as much as I'm concerned, that I remain very clean so that nobody will say, son, don't know how did this to me.
Okay, it's time for us to actually open the phone lines so you can actually make your contribution on the program and ask questions where necessary. I've been speaking with the ADC governorship candidate in Abia State, Bishop Dr. Sunday Onuoha, here in the studio. It's time for you to actually make your own contribution on the show. But then again, I must remind you that you need to be civil with your submissions on this platform. Thank you so much. The number is to call at 080-8182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. You can also send your SMS 090-651-08 This is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Pinnacle. Aloha.
Good morning, welcome.
My name is Comrade Uche Okrokalo. I'm calling from Kwabara Avenue here in Onuoha.
Okay.
Good morning, Bishop. Good morning, Bishop Sandon.
Good morning, my friend Uche.
Yes, more grace to your elbow.
Thank you.
My take this morning and my question is a question to Bishop Sunday Onuoha. I'm an agri consultant. Bishop, what are your plans for agri sector of Abia State if elected as governor of Abia State? Because every healthy nation, agriculture is the bedrock of any healthy nation. Now, the second one is, what are you going to do if elected to stop diversion of agri intervention funds from local and international financial institutions? Let me give you an instance.
Quickly wrap up.
In 2016, so 2017, Abia State government participated in CBN rice anchor brewers for rice production. At the end of the day, the rice belt of these states is in Abia North. Farmers registered, spent their money and participated in training. But when I participated in land acquisition for the state government, 150 hectares somewhere in Arutuku local government. Then, when it was time for CBN to disburse, they approved 2 billion naira for Abia State.
Okay.
The authorities in Ministry of Agriculture asked them to hand them over that money, and that was how that program ended, and farmers did not access that.
Okay.
What are your plans if elected?
Thank you so much. Okay, you'll answer to that, my lord, but let's take another call now. Hello, good morning. Okay, the numbers to call are 080-8182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Good morning, Jimmy Onuoha. Good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning to our guest in the studio, Onuoha.
Thank you very much, my dear.
My name is Owakwe Chidebe, and I'm representing from Aru, Okberenyi in Bende, LGA.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, from the time I began to hear about you in Abia, indeed, you are a clergyman, and you are doing well in the field where God has called you. I like it very well. And if I am to say, yes, it's very good that somebody like you is coming out to fight for this wonderful position. But they will always tell us that charity begins at home. The truth is this: there's a very high level of rancor and acrimony in your party. If you are able to settle the issue in your party, you cannot be able to settle issue if we should be having a border issue between one community or the other. You cannot be able to settle it because charity begins at home.
All right.
Why not settle the issue in your party before coming out to fight for election?
Okay.
That's number one. And let me tell us something. Professor Kanu remains the best candidate among all of you.
All right.
So by 2023, we'll be electing Professor Kanu as the governor of Abia.
That's your opinion, Chidebere. That's your opinion. Okay. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Agri. Good morning, Mr. Bishop.
My dear, thank you.
My name remains Sir Ike.
Okay.
At the last caller, she addressed himself as a person, not general opinion. That's one. The truth is that I want to take the bishop on the aspect of the community collaboration he mentioned, and I want to align with myself with him.
Sorry, sir, I didn't get your first question. Repeat your question.
I said, first of all, the caller should be the personal. It's not a general opinion that which you've addressed. That's one.
Okay.
Two, that I want to align myself 100% with the bishop on the aspect of community collaboration. Because I want to take, for instance, in Ohasia, 80% of the development in Ohasia is completely a community development effort.
Okay.
Anybody can verify and give me contradictory or a different opinion, but this is what the fact remains, and it will remain. Go to Ohasia in any part of Abia North. Community 8th grade issue. Every year, 8th grade gives up one project or the other. And if you look at the budget as against what other government institutions used to do one project, you see it's like 500% above what's supposed to be. This is the area of cutting costs. So the issue of collaborating with the community to develop areas is the best option and cheaper and accessible.
Thank you.
Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good Good morning. It's Victor calling from Umuahia.
Welcome, Victor. Go ahead.
Okay, please, sir. It was in the news either yesterday or day before yesterday. The Anglican Church Bishop. They went to see the governor, praising him for doing well in this state. Since the creation of this state, it was PDP that is ruling this state, and you have been seeing what you are suffering here. No payment of salary, no good news, nothing. And bishops, they visited the governor to go and praise him for doing what? And I'm so disappointed in all these bishop things. You people cannot see the truth and say.
No. Hello, Victor. Okay. Maybe you didn't want to listen to me. I think we are, like I said before we open the phone lines, you go ahead, ask your questions. If there are areas you want to raise concerns about, go ahead and do that instead of trying to cast aspersion on a particular profession. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome. Welcome.
I want to comment the ADC governorship aspirant.
Candidates, yeah.
He's one of the best. You know, sometimes people choose Africa, they choose leaders based on the type of money they throw around and not the type of best brain they have. They have done well. And as regards to the Kanu issue, I would suggest the federal government, even if you want to appeal, as the stipulated in the Constitution for 21 days, you must obey the Court of Appellate Jurisdiction. So the Court of Appellate Jurisdiction has made it easy. There's no room to appeal. You understand? There has no space to ask because the foundation of the state is very wrong. I said it in what you said. If you kidnap somebody somewhere and bring to court, you are making the court a partner. The developed community are watching, a partner in crime. And they don't want to progress in error. If you want to establish somebody, file a notice of extradition to the host country. Okay. The country will make be in face of all acts. You understand?
Okay.
As the country may decide to try the case in their own country.
Okay.
You understand?
All right. Thank you.
Right.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Beth, calling from Aba.
Okay.
Bishop, you have spoken very, very well. And it shows you understand the nitty-gritty of governance. And our problem now is your party. It's your party. If you can convince majority of Indians to vote for your party, then you are very good to go. Okay. I'm very convinced that on a scale of 100, by what you have spoken, you can be scored 90. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. My Lord, I think you may have to react to some of the questions.
Thank you very much. One of our callers raised the question of agriculture, and those who know me know that I'm a farmer. I have farm, and I farm. And so when he asked the question, it's like touching me. I grew up as a farmer, as a little boy in the village in Item. So I understand what farmers go through, what it means to get fertilizer, and what it means to empower our village farmers. And so it's unfortunate what you talked about, 2 billion naira anchor borrowers. And I believe, as I talked about transparency, and I also talked about the pain that many states have gone through in Nigeria, where there is challenges about transparency. I've heard your own side of the story. I have not heard the side of government. So it's always good to hear from both sides. So I will not keep quiet. I'm going to today call the State Minister of Agriculture to find out what happened about this project and what happened in the process. And I will ask Onuoha to get your number for me so that I will call you to tell you the response that I got from Minister of Agriculture. Because why I'm involved is not just because I'm only going to be a governor. I have been involved in Abia, how things are done and how it should be done correctly. And that is why through the years, in the last election, I was the one who organized, anchored peace accord that brought together all the governorship candidates to sign peace accord. So I'm committed to how Abia is being governed, irrespective of whoever that is there. And you can only have one governor at a time. You can only have one party at a time. And my brother that called and was asking about ADC, any issue in ADC. Go to any political party in Nigeria. There's no political party that doesn't have its own internal challenges, including the one who talked about PDP. I can ask you that you can go and solve the problem between Governor Wike and the National Party chairman and the presidential candidate Atiku. So every party has its own challenge, and this is why, for me, as somebody who is out to run for governorship in Abia State, to take Abia to another level, I don't want to be bogged down with internal party squabbles. That will never end. It's there always. Even in your own home, they call her. I want to assure you that in the past 1 month, you must have had 1 or 2 misunderstandings with your spouse or with your children. It's part of human society. But what is important is that you remain focused, you remain unchallenged, and focus on the journey. And my brother that called from Bende, thank you very much. I'm from Bende local government, and I can assure you that every person comes from a place. Tell me what you are doing in the community, in your own community. I tell people, I can show you what I'm doing as son Onuoha in the past 20-25 years. Vision Africa is 25 years. I set up the first private radio station in this part of the world. I'm training our youths, our young people in the universities, free of charge. Those who come for media and media training at Vision Africa. Go to Afara prisons here. Afara people will not vote for me in Afara prisons. They will not vote for me. Those in prison don't vote. But I know how many of them, dozens and dozens, who are on our scholarship, going through our scholarship in the prisons. Millions of people receiving our free medical treatment. So we've done this in the past 25 years, not because I want to run for office, but because we want to touch the society and transform our nation.
Okay, Your Lordship, I want to know now. The last governor that came from Abia North was from Bende. That's the place you are from. That's your local government. Will it be politically right for you to also aspire to become the governor, going by the fact that your kinsman has been there before?
Well, everybody is my kinsman. I mean, I've shown up to offer myself and offer my heart and soul to Ndabia as to what I want to do and bring my heart and soul, my transparency to the table. And Abia could look at and see what I offer. Unfortunately for me, I never knew one day that I was going to run for governorship of Abia State when I was studying infrastructural development in Harvard. I never knew today that it would be at my face to put it in place.
Okay, now to our Facebook page. This one is coming from Obi Nachimeze. He said, okay, I don't think I'm supposed to take this. Now, Emmanuel Chukwudi Bob said, good morning, Mr. Ginika. Look at how your guest is dodging the question thrown to him. And secondly, if he can't handle the rancor in his party, that simply means he cannot handle the affairs of the state. Okay, that's your opinion. Chinedu Mokafo said, good morning. If a minister of God is a politician contesting, then everyone has become a politician due to leadership failure. It is not going to be business as usual. The people will vote competence, credibility, and the good antecedent of candidates, not political party. Abia State and Nigeria will certainly be great again. Thank you so much, Chinedum Okafo. Zenka Elvis, USA, said, good morning from here, the chief correspondent, Guinea Colon. Thank you so much. And Bishop Onuoha, he said, as the general election is fast approaching and in touching distance, I am urging, appealing, and also pleading with well-meaning, civilized, law-abiding, God-fearing, intelligent, and patriotic Abians to get their respective PVC in order to change the positive narrative come 2023, because this great state deserves much more better in terms of quality project, infrastructural development, good governance, security, and dividend of democracy. It's high time we moved Abia forward and to the permanent side. God bless us all. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. Let's see if we can take one more call, then we'll leave the studio. Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Quickly, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you. I am a town calling from local government Cross River State.
Okay. Welcome.
Yeah. I want to greet the bishop on the stage here. Yeah. I met the man who was there about 2 years ago in his radio station. That was the first time I met him. And I am so happy to see that now Christians have realized themselves now to come into politics, at least to change the narrative if they have the Spirit of God in them. Now, when we are talking, some people say, let's pray. Prayer cannot make any difference. Because even when Jesus Christ went to the tomb of his friend Lazarus, he did not pray. He only gave a command, he rolled out the stone.
Okay.
And when they rolled out the stone, he only said a word, and Lazarus get up. So this is a type of Christian for us to stand and to say, roll out the stone. Rolling out the stone is to remove the bad governance and put the right governance. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now to our SMS line. This one is coming from Ujungwa Uchenna from Amman Pontea. He said the bishop has spoken well with his plans for the state. It's a welcome development. Simultaneously, I hope he can face the heat and not to go astray even before the election. He will be provoked, accused of many things, not minding whether he won or not. Okay. Well, Bishop, you heard that. This one is coming from Moses in Onuoha. He said, Bishop, the man of the people, carry go. Now you will sabi. Well, my Lord, that's the situation here. But before we leave the studio, my Lord Bishop, so many people are of the opinion that you are being sponsored by a particular political party, precisely PDP. Is that true?
It's a lie at the pit of hell, and totally lie. I have made myself a friend to everybody. And as a bishop, everybody knows that I have been in existence in creating peace and working for peace. I'm a Global Peace Award winner. I'm probably the only person that's Global Peace Award winner in this part of the country. And so I have a work that I'm doing at the national level that makes me close to the national government to seek for peace as it concerns me. And when I come to Abia, I will definitely talk to every person that is involved. I talk to the state police commissioner of police, DSS, the governor, things that I'm supposed to do as relates to keeping peace. I'm one of the few people that works around the clock in the night for us to have peace we're enjoying in Abia State.
Okay, your final words to your supporters.
My final word is, Bishop Dr. Sunday Onuoha is out to become your next governor of Abia State. I call for your vote, and I'll make Abians smile.
Okay, that was the governorship candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Bishop Dr. Sunday Onuoha. Thank you so much, my Lord Bishop, for coming on the show.
Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, to all of you who called in, thank you so much. May God bless you, Moses. Thank you. And my colleague from Vision Africa, he actually, escorted the bishop to this place. Sam, thank you so much. Wheezy, Adeze, Samson Eze, the producer, thank you so much. May God bless you. Nedu and Stanku, thank you. I'll come again on Wednesday at 10 a.m. here on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. My name is Ginika Onuoha. Let's make Abia better. Good morning.